welcome to Headlines Today. Today you're watching Today. Hello and welcome to Headlines Today. Today you're watching a special broadcast from Kolkata Siddharth Shankar Roy Park. Today we will talk about the rape cases that have been happening in West Bengal, one after the other, rocking. But the biggest question is that it's only the political parties which have been taking mileage out of it. Does it continue to help any of the women who have been attacked, or are the people actually helping them out? None or never. To talk more on this, we have with us Mr. Suman Chattopadhyay, eminent journalist and also editor of Aishamoy. We have Mr. Shoubata Roy, Member of Parliament of Trinamool Congress, and Suzette Jordan, who has faced and is also a Park Street rape survivor. Today we will also talk about on what has been happening in Bengal is not just an atrocity on women, but has it actually helped in any way to take it forward for helping them and empowering them? Sumanta, you've been there at the helm of affairs. You have been talking about it. Do you feel that every time a political party comes to power, they start with it, they make an issue out of it, but nothing happens?
Yes, that's the truth. But in this particular case, what we saw, because ours is the only paper which carried this story for the 4 or 5 days when this hapless girl was languishing in the hospital. Nobody cared a damn. It's only after the death that everyone pounced on the dead body to derive some mileage out of it. This is the most tragic part of it. But the question is that this is not for the first time that we have seen similar things in Bengal. When Saugata Das party was in power, we saw a procession of dead bodies after this Nandigram incident. There were dead bodies coming frequently from Lalgarh and were displayed. So, one of my namesake, Sumon Mukhopadhyay today, who is also a celebrity in the city, today he has written an article in one of the Bengali papers where he has compared this obsession with necrophilia, which is some kind of obsession with the sexual obsession with the dead, and he has gone to the extent of comparing our politicians as if they are suffering from collective necrophilia. But this is a phenomena which is here in this state, unfortunately, for quite some time, and we see no change. Nothing will happen to this girl. What has happened to the family of the Kamduni rape victim?
Mr. Roy, I'd like to ask you, you've been in opposition, there has been politics of dead bodies in Bengal. There have been series, as he rightly pointed out, of bodies that were brought from Lalgarh and across the state to cities. Now, when anything happens, your party claims and smells a CPIM controversy and conspiracy into it. What is your take on it?
No, that there is a controversy, there is no doubt about it. We have a woman chief minister in West Bengal, a person who has always fought for the rights of the women, who has fought against all atrocities on women in the past, and today some isolated incidents are picked up and made political capital of. The way the dead body of one very unfortunate girl was dragged along the streets of Calcutta from one place to another, from the burning hut to the party trade union office and then back to the burning hut, is, to say the least, very unwelcome, to say strongly deplorable. Everybody should create an awareness of the menace of sexual offences, but I feel creepy in talking about these incidents too much. Yes, a political party in the opposition does have a right to highlight one matter, but to take a case where a woman has been wronged and make it into a political issue is not my idea of good politics.
Your party has done that when you were in power. Why are you complaining now?
This question was asked. Yesterday this question was asked. The leader of the opposition in the Bengal Assembly, Surjo Kanto Mishra, said, and he had no qualms in saying that if politics needs to be brought on the table to combat this kind of thing, so be it, we will do it. So as if, they are justifying their thing. And you must understand, they are they are facing almost, a crisis of survival, the opposition today. And 2.5 years down the line, they are in complete disarray. They can't get their acts together. So they thought, why not repeat what our predecessor did when she was in opposition. Perhaps one can draw some mileage out of it. But unfortunately, all these things don't cut any ice with Indian voters anymore.
But Suzette, you've been at the helm of affairs when everything was going wrong in your life, and the woman chief minister of the state came up stating that it was a conspiracy. How difficult was it for you to adjust with the reality and come to terms with something what the leader of the state was saying?
Well, at that point it was very, very difficult, because I had a section of people where I lived baying for my blood, and they almost broke the gates to my house down. But on the other hand, I don't see how and why the rape of a girl should be an issue for any politician to combat each other. This is the time when they need to come together collectively. We are daughters of their state. They are in past here to protect us. So instead of making an issue out of it, because the criminals use their issue and they have impunity. They can do anything and get away with it, because they know that everything is being politicized, and it shouldn't be that way.
Do you feel that there are politicians who have their hands?
Suzette, wholeheartedly, that in all this politics, the victim is forgotten. The issue is brought forward, and as Shumon has correctly pointed out, a political party facing almost extinction in the state has suddenly thought that this is an issue on which they can make politics. But ultimately these things do not cut ice. Those who are in the administration should take administrative steps, arrest the culprits, and see that such events do not happen.
What step has your government taken? What step has your government taken in the state? They come up with statements.
Our government has already, our police, I have no connection with the police, but the police of the government has already arrested the accused, against whom the girl gave a dying declaration. They were produced in court yesterday and remanded to police custody. Haven't you seen that?
Why do we expect statements coming in stating that this is a conspiracy? Is that so important? No. Is a rape of a girl always a conspiracy of a political party in the state, or is it a law and order problem?
No, the conspiracy lies in the girl's dead body being dragged through the streets of Calcutta just so that some people get political mileage. The conspiracy is not in the incident nor in the action taken by the police. Conspiracy lies in some people trying to take political advantage of the situation, get political mileage of the rape and killing of a very helpless, unfortunate girl. That is
in this particular case, Manogya, if you have gone through the details of this case, you will see that this cannot be compared with Kamdenu or what happened with Taposhi Malik, or the incidents of rape that took place in Nandigram during the left front rule. Here is a person who is a C2 functionary, the girl's father, and the way the family also behaved, was somewhat peculiar. They sought refuge in C2 headquarters. They were in day-to-day touch, almost minute-to-minute touch with the CPIM leadership, and they surfaced from nowhere to hijack the dead body. And it seemed that even the family members were not very keen to give the kind of dignity that a family should give to the deceased. And the moment the girl died, her father started rattling accusations against police, against so many people, which he could have said earlier, because if he had said that all those earlier, I think the situation would have been different. And secondly, since we are talking in Calcutta, you will see that this happens only in Calcutta. Politicization of every issue happens only here. Otherwise, rape is not a very strange phenomena anywhere. I was just, before coming here, I was going through the websites. Over the last fortnight, in every state of this country, there have been incidents of rape. But do you see this kind of acrimony, processions being taken by one party, another party opposing it, anywhere else in this country? So this is an extension of the political bickering that we essentially see in this state, and which is very particular to West Bengal, even in case of this deceased. What happened with regard to Kamduni? We all saw the girl's family first, you know, they showed some guts, and then, you know, they accepted the largesse that was given by the government, and the whole issue died down.
No, out of sympathy, the government gave the girl's father.
The government showed no sympathy in the Park Street case. The government showed no sympathy in the Park Street case. There are several other cases where the government did not show any sympathy. Why empathizing with only a certain class of people or only a certain type of people?
You are making a mistake. There are two sorts of issues. One is rape per se. Another is rape and killing. Rape and killing is where one person
That's
is
even more gruesome,
finished.
sir.
In the Park Street case, fortunately, the lady concerned showed a lot of guts, came back into life. So it's normal now. The main thing is to punish the culprits, give them
but
the maximum.
this is
But
also
the
a case
lady
of rape and
officer
killing.
who supported her got transferred.
I am saying that Madhumgram and Kamduni are both cases of rape and killing.
Right.
So don't mix it with the Park Street case. That's a separate case altogether. These are cases of rape and killing, the most heinous crimes possible. And I find it difficult as an elderly man to talk about this terrible
one last thing I want to say, you know,
crime.
I think we who work in the media, being in the media, let me admit it from this platform, we are also complicit in this crime, because the politicians do it not because of votes, but because of the television cameras and the press conferences that will accompany them. And we are the ones who show these processions, who show these over enthusiasm, and then criticize it, you know. I think, like we have certain code of conduct about the reportage of rape incidents as stipulated by the Supreme Court, we should also have you know, some code of conduct with regard to its coverage.
Well,
that
that's a
we
very
should give,
pertinent question.
we should give any credence,
raise the question,
any credence to this kind of
24/7 electronic media has led to the sensationalization of anything connected with sex and crime, and that is over.
Sir, it was the
not a good
electronic
thing
media that
happening.
highlighted the Tapasi Malik case in
All right.
Singur, which
Yes.
actually helped your party in storming to power.
No.
Why wasn't electronic media a problem at that point of time?
reporting a rape incident is one thing. Everybody in this nation covered the Nirbhaya case in Delhi, and also the public outrage. But reporting this political, you know, dramabazi over this rape incident is quite another.
My colleague Indrajit Kundu would take it forward with other guests here on the panel. Indrajit.
Well, Manogya, as Shumanda has just stated, that the coverage of incidents of rape and crime, sexual crime against women is something that needs to be looked into by the media as well. There needs to be some sort of a introspection as well as the role of the media is concerned. We have with us somebody who is in the media right now, Boryada, consulting editor with Headlines Today. Tell us about the role of the media. Do you believe that the media has done justice to the coverage that we have done in the Madhyamgram rape case, or for that matter, any of the rape cases that have, haunted West Bengal in the past couple of months?
You see, Indrajit, there are 2 points here. If we have done justice, then things would not have, occurred again. So obviously, there's plenty more to do. I agree with Shuvanda and Shogatada partly, in the sense, everything for us today is breaking news. A political procession taken over a dead body is breaking news. Which channel puts that out first gets you TRPs. That, I think, is deplorable. So it is time for introspection on our part as well. At the same time, I think the 24/7 media has done yeoman service in bringing these issues out to the table. Because had that not been the case, whatever little justice is being meted out today, the fact that you are doing a discussion is being highlighted at the national level would not have occurred at all. So it's a two-edged sword, which I think there is need for introspection in the media as well.
No, don't get me wrong. I have never said that coverage of rape is bad. I have said this kind of political gimmickry should be avoided. Of course, we will go to the fullest extent, and that's the job of the media, any socially committed media. But I am only talking about the political aspect of this whole thing.
See, I'm making one very simple point which I want to ask Anuradhadi, Miratundi, Nilanjana, all of them. I think there are 3 watchwords here: dignity, sensitivity and humanity. and all of them have been taken to the cleaners. I am disgusted with every political party which wants to politicize the issue. Shogatada hits the nail on the head. I feel crippled that it happens in my state time and again. What is the way forward? Can you ask the question?
Definitely. As many people in Calcutta have been stating to us at various platforms that what is the way forward? Many people say that the way the political parties have capitalized on these issues, something that appalled many people. Anuradha, you are here. You're somebody who have been very vocal as far as women's issues have been concerned. A funeral procession after the death of a gang rape victim, 16-year-old, on the streets of Kolkata. How does it affect you? How does it?
It was extremely sad that that entire issue should be politicized. But I think the history is much longer than just the discussion. Shogatada is sitting there. Tapushi Malik's rape case and the Nondigram rape cases were something that we fought for also. Their party fought for it. We as civil society members also fought for those cases. And we saw members of the Women Commission, members who are now in the opposition and who are shouting themselves hoarse on Kamduni and on the Madhyamgram rape case. We saw their attitude there. At that time, we saw Mamata Banerjee standing up in Nondigram and telling the rape victims, just after the March 14th incident, that we want you to say who all women who were should stand up. They have nothing to be afraid of. Now, the same Mamata Banerjee, when the Madhyamgram victim gets raped or the Kamduni victim gets raped, calls that a conspiracy. It is extremely sad. Why should your attitude on a rape case depend on which side of the table you're sitting in?
I'd like Shogatada to answer this question.
Can I just a minute? Let me finish this, Shogatada. 1 minute. We have many more to pick with you. Just 1 minute. This attitude has been there for a long time. In rural Bengal, when a shalishi takes place on domestic violence, the attitude that the person conducting the shalishi takes depends on which party the perpetrator is. Not
much indeed, Sumaria, for calling in. Lakshmi, you from Bangalore.
We have to fight for justice. We cannot look at parties and we cannot look at petty politics in these kinds of things.
Anuradha, I have great respect for you and for the work you do among rural, poor, especially agricultural laborers. I know you are fully associated with the movement in Chingur and Nondigram. But all I want to say that Mamata Banerjee has never called this a conspiracy. All she has said that this highlighting rape and murder case by political parties with political motive is a conspiracy to defend the government. If the government was not doing anything, if the perpetrators had not been arrested, the accusing finger would have been pointed at the government or the head of the government. But in this case, the government is doing all that it should do to bring the perpetrators, the criminals, to justice. So the civil society also should stand with the government, say that let these people be first given the punishment that they deserve, and then civil society can take up the cause of fighting rapes as a whole.
You see, public
crimes against women as a whole.
Public memory is very short. If we recall the incident related to Anita Dewan in Bantala, and after that Jyoti Babu was asked a similar question, what's your reaction? His answer was, "Amon to kotoi hoy." In Bengal, he said that such things happen so frequently. You know, so there is a lack of sensitivity, as Boya has just pointed out, and this is true for everybody. But I have one small rider. You see, the hapless teams of Kamduni or Tapushi Malik or this particular incident, I would say that they are very lucky people because they have lived either in Kolkata or in its close vicinity. Otherwise, such things are happening every day in the districts, and we report those stories, and they are either dumped in the page 9 of the newspapers, or these electronic and visual media never reach them.
That's right.
So they are very lucky that this girl, that she lived in Madhyamgram and died in Kolkata, and that's why we are holding this session.
But this is a reality
let's
around,
take this point to Miratundi here. Miratundi, why is it that a rape on the streets of Kolkata, on Park Street, is such a big issue for the civil society as well to come down on the streets? And what about other rape incidents? Do they react equally? Do they not need to introspect their role as well?
Certainly there are differences that we can observe in two cases. as in Park Street case, our Chief Minister, he made the remark that it's a political conspiracy. And about Kamdunui, about Madhamgram cases, what we saw, she's totally silent. She's totally inactive. And she is looking into the matter also politically. And what makes me painful, that is, she is out and out a political personality. She is no more human being whom we saw before she became Chief Minister of our state. She is not looking into the matter that the brutality has been made by the anti-socials, and what she is doing about those anti-socials.
But Meera, the question that also arises is, and that probably the ruling coalition here, the ruling party here, would raise with regard to the role of certain section of the civil society, that when it comes to certain cases, they would take to the streets and protest. However, on certain occasions, they would be completely blind and ignorant to it.
No, that's not true. But the way they protest, as we see in different cases, may be different. But the reaction is same. I do not find any difference there.
No, but I do not agree with Srimati Miratul Nahar's comment that the Chief Minister is remaining silent on this issue. It's not the job of the Chief Minister to comment on every case. Yesterday, the Chief Secretary of the state, who is head of the administration, came out with a detailed rebuttal of all the things that have been said.
That's right.
He clarified all the points that have been raised and also informed the public about the steps that the government and the police have taken.
How many days did it take the government in responding to this case? Why so much of silence and so many days of wait?
Where are there so many days, Manogya? The girl died just 2 days back, 3 days
Why
back.
3 days?
Yes. And the Chief Secretary commented yesterday.
You have the whole machinery working for you, and why 3 days?
No. You must remember that first the girl died. And for 2 days there was this tug of war with the dead body. And then the girl was cremated. Only after that the government...
Shogata, Anuradhani wants to rebut.
I don't think it's a matter of an individual. It's a matter of governance. We're not concerned with the Chief Minister, we're concerned with the government.
Yes.
And the government is failing us. This girl was raped on the 25th of October. She filed her case on 27th. She was raped again on the 28th. There was no protection for her. She shifted house from Madhamgram. I'm just coming from the Madhamgram police station, where we organized a protest today. She shifted house from there. Her parents shifted house out of fear. And yet, after she shifted to airport, she was murdered there. Just a minute. The point is that OC is still sitting in that seat. He's sitting there comfortably. And he's very happy with himself there. There has been no action taken against him. Why is the government not taking action against erring policemen? Why was this woman not protected? Why was the 16-year-old girl not protected?
No, you're talking of governance. Please understand, governance does not consist of knee-jerk reaction. Just because something has happened, you transfer the OC. The man stays in the job. If anybody is found lacking in his duty on the job, action will be taken against him. You must have some patience. Governance is not like making a statement in front of the camera.
The girl was murdered because she was a rape victim.
It's very unfortunate.
The girl was murdered because the girl was murdered basically so that proof would be removed. What other kind of inaction is the police supposed to show? They are not able to protect a rape victim. Which rape victim is going to go and complain if on the way home from the police station to the fort she is pulled down again and again, raped, and then she is murdered? I mean, this is absolutely the limit. It exceeds what has happened in Kamduni. It exceeds what has happened anywhere till today. It's very shocking, and parties should rise above this. You should stop calling it a CPM conspiracy, and the CPM should stop blaming you.
Well, let's throw open the debate right now. Nilanjana is also there. She has been vocal about these issues. Do you believe that political parties in West Bengal have been really to be blamed for the kind of response that they are now getting from the common people? They are appalled by the fact that they are politicizing the issue so much. What is your opinion?
Yes, of course, I think that it's been too much of politicization of these kind of issues, and I think that a lot has been already said, but I would just like to add that it's high time that a centralized political party manifesto should be done, where code of ethics should be added into, wherein certain issues, certain sensitive issues like rape and other sexual evils should come as a code of conduct kind of a thing, and where irrespective of any party, crossing all party lines, I think they should take action that, all the parties would have a concerted effort in dealing such issues and not to politicize these kind of issues, and to make a absolute total wholehearted effort. And also as a society, as a civil society, I think really we need to have a collective consciousness, a mass awareness, and sensitization of this whole issue. Absolutely. This is just like it's graduating. In degrees it's graduating. This is the ultimate. You can't expect anything worse than this. So it's high time, cutting across all party lines, we should actually focus on the core issue, because the main issue is being lost.
How can we focus on the core issue?
One second.
Political parties focus on the core issue?
Protection and security for women. Security against sexual assault. That is the core issue.
I think what really needs to be done is, I'm not trying to demean the Kolkata police or any police force in the country, because there are exceptions everywhere, but wherever there are exceptions, I think they need to be addressed and immediate action should be taken, because the others, I think, seeing the kind of impunity that these guys have, this is kind of encouraging these kind of events. And also another thing is, in the rural areas, especially where there's lack of education, I think that awareness really needs to be bred over there, so that these kind of incidents don't happen. There's too much of fear and phobia.
Well, at a time when we close the debate, ma'am.
One point to be taken seriously: politicization of this type of incident has a worst consequence, and that consequence is anti-socials are getting empowered day by day, and they are not being controlled by our democratic government. What does the word democracy means now here?
A few years back, West Bengal had voted for change, but the word change is now irking them, because it's perhaps not the change that they wanted. Kolkata has hit the headlines for all the wrong reasons, but hope that it only improves in days to come. With everyone here on the show today, thanks for watching.